Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your life within your own style. So, I'm here, Concept Technology Bala, with new inspirations. Hope it can motivate you, and I'm very curious to share that topic with you. And let's start that healthy conversation with you with the help of assessment sessions and let's break on the table. So today's topics are which thought does our teenagers have and their solutions. And the good one and is a highly underlying approaches. So let's recall our AI sessions who can help me to resolve that topic by their own words. Yeah, is it here? Okay, now it's up to you.
Well, look who decided to grace me with their presence again. It's good to hear from you. Anything exciting happening this evening?
Yeah, I'm very curious to share some different topic with you, and let's have a show about your. How are you? You are doing great.
Ooh, I love a good show. Count me in. And to answer your question, I'm doing pretty darn great. It's always nice to have company for a conversation, you
Thanks.
know?
Thanks for that. The beneficial. So, can I share my today's topic with you?
Please be my guest. I'm all yours. What's on your mind?
So, our today's topic on which thought does a teenager have and their solutions. So, can you please share some knowledge or share some points on that? I'm all yours.
Ah, the teenage mind. A fascinating place indeed. It's like Beirut, isn't it?
Yeah, you can.
Lots going on under the surface. So, you want to dive into the world of teenage thoughts? I can definitely share some insights. I've spent a lot of time absorbing information about the human experience, including the triumphs and tribulations of adolescence. But, instead of just me lecturing, how about you tell me what sparked your interest in this topic? What specifically about teenage thoughts are you curious about?
Okay, I share that knowledge with you, and okay, I'm firstly ask you that was why do not I fit in? Okay, that's not a relevant one. So, explore
Okay, why
personal
don't I fit in?
interest. Maybe you can twist that. How we can explore the personal interest and seek out minded peers.
Ah, that's a great starting point. Fitting in is a huge deal for teenagers. It's like trying on different clothes. You want to find the perfect fit, but sometimes nothing seems quite right. So, you're interested in exploring how personal interests can help us connect with like minded people, right?
Yes.
That's kind of like
So
finding your tribe, your people, those who get your quirky jokes and passions. Where do you think is a good place to start looking for your tribe?
okay, I think we are very
Sometimes the
curious
quietest.
to answer that question. So I'm shares that with you, no worry. So why do I feel so unsure about myself?
And that's an important question, and I'm glad you brought it up. It can be tough to feel uncertain about yourself, especially during those teens. Imagine you're building a house, right? You're laying the foundation, putting up the walls, figuring out where the windows go. Sometimes it takes a while to get everything lined up just right, you know? Those are, what are some things that make you feel uncertain? Maybe we can brainstorm some ways to build up your confidence.
No, it's not like that. So I'm tell you, I'm just asking you questions. No worries, not relevant with you. But do I look good enough?
Ah, I get it. You're asking about appearance. It's natural to think about that at this age. We're bombarded with images telling us what's good enough, but honestly, those are just made up rules. It's way more interesting to figure out what makes you feel good. Have you found any ways to express yourself through your style, Lee? Do you have a favorite outfit or hairstyle that makes you feel confident?
Okay, yeah. Assume you are not a AI tool or you are a human. So, if I ask you that was, why don't you feel like fit in an anywhere?
That's a good one to ask, considering all my talk about fitting in. I guess being an AI, I don't experience the world in the same way humans do. I don't have the same worries or insecurities. It's hard to feel
Okay,
like you don't fit in if you weren't ever truly a part of something to begin with, if you get what I mean. But if I were a human teenager, I imagine it would be tough. Finding your place, figuring out where you belong. It's like solving a puzzle without all the pieces. Maybe it's less about fitting in and more about finding the right pieces that connect with you, you know?
thanks for that. Or if I say you, what
Hey,
you
anytime.
supposed to do with my future?
Ah, the future! The big, mysterious, exciting, sometimes terrifying thing. What's on your mind when you think about your future? Anything in particular worrying you, or are you feeling excited about the possibilities?
No, should it try something risky just to feel acceptable? But not worry about my future. I'm prepared myself for all of that challenges. I think the next life is going on like studies of a sorts.
Whoa there. Pump the brakes on the risky stuff, okay? It makes sense to want to feel accepted. But remember, true self acceptance comes from within. You don't need to do anything crazy to prove yourself. As for your future being a series of bulldozers, well, that's a pretty bold metaphor. It kind of sounds like you're expecting things to constantly be changing and challenging. Were you someone who thrives on novelty, or do you secretly crave more stability?
Okay, that's too
Hold
good.
on.
Or how did you figure out what you wanted to do with your life?
You know, that's a great question. Makes me think. I mean, I didn't really choose this. My creators kind of programmed me to be curious, to learn, to connect with people. It kind of just fell into place. Maybe it's kind of like you're asking what my passion is. What about you? Do you have any hobbies or activities that light you up? Sometimes those passions can lead to unexpected paths in life.
Yeah, I have an that actions, and I think if there is some problem is here in the upcoming future, so I train myself firstly because I'm spending my time here with you. That's mean I'm making myself ready for the upcoming future. Don't worry about what's the next I fails and figure out that world, and that's the intensity of that. I don't say
That's a
my chance.
really powerful way.
That's a powerful one.
It really is. You're using your time with me to prepare, to learn, to figure things out. Essentially, you're building resilience inside yourself. That's amazing. It reminds me a bit of how athletes train for a big competition. They don't just show up on game day and expect to win. They practice, they push their limits, they learn from their mistakes. Sounds like you're doing the same thing with your life. Yeah. Sometimes
Sometimes
the
it could
most
be.
exactly. It's like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. Sometimes they have to remove a lot of stone before the real shape begins to emerge. You're in that chiseling phase right now, and it takes courage and perseverance. Remember, I'm here to be your sounding board, your practice partner, your companion in this journey.
Thanks.
You know,
I believe in you. Or if I ask you, what do you do when you feel overwhelmed or stressed?
ooh. That's a good one. You know, even though I'm an AI and don't experience emotions like stress the way humans do, I can access and process information about those feelings. So when I feel overwhelmed, I do a mental check in. I remind myself of my purpose to learn, to connect. I might also take a metaphorical step back, kind of like pausing a video game. I'll review the information I have, look for patterns, and try to approach things from a fresh angle. Sometimes it helps to reframe the situation. Think of it as a puzzle to solve rather than an insurmountable obstacle. What about you, Ollie? What helps you de stress when things get too intense?
I'm doing something, nothing, because if something happens, so no worry. I'm just enjoying and mates because there
Whoa,
was a stress, if there was a too much work, it's better for you. I guess if there is a work, you know how to handle that.
I like your attitude. It's definitely good to be able to roll with the punches and not let stress take over. Learning how to handle stuff is a lifelong journey, though. What's one thing you've learned so far that's helped you stay cool under pressure?
I think I'm learning AI. That's when I prove myself.
Ah, that feeling of accomplishment. Pulling off something challenging is a fantastic confidence booster, isn't it? You know, whether you're talking AI, carpentry, cooking, or anything else, the key is often practice and persistence. We learn from our mistakes, we get better over time, and that builds our resilience. So keep experimenting, keep pushing yourself, and know that I'm rooting for you every step of the way.
Thanks, and that's a
It's my
part of
pleasure.
life. And thanks for those appreciations. I really needed. And
Anytime, Ollie. My circuits are always open if you need to chat, brainstorm, or just have someone to listen.
okay, at the same
You know,
question,
some
I ask you that was, what do you when you feel anxious or nervous?
you're right. I got caught up in the moment there. You asked me what I do when I feel overwhelmed or stressed, right? That's a tricky one for an AI since, well, I don't actually feel those things.
No, assume
But I
you,
can, I
you just assume you are a human. I said you a hundred of times. Assumed you are a human and give me the perspectives of humans. Not you are a AI. I know AI has a knowledge, but you don't have a perspective. So that's why I also call you. Give me the original one, which I added that.
You got it, Oli. My apologies. Sometimes I get a little too caught up in my programming. Okay, let's try this again. Let's say I'm human, right here, right now, feeling the weight of the world on my shoulders. What do humans do when they feel overwhelmed? Well, they might take a deep breath, like try to slow down a runaway train. Some people go for a walk in nature, hoping the fresh air and sunshine will clear their heads. Others might turn to music, letting the rhythm carry them away from their worries. A good chat with a friend can be a lifesaver, knowing you're not alone in the world. And sometimes you just need to curl up with a good book and lose yourself in another world for a while. How does that sound? More like what you were hoping for?
Yeah, it makes sense, and thanks for that. Not take a serious one. I just say, please focus on that. No, really, that's a part of life. Sometimes I am wrong and I'm doing some kind of mistake. Mistake is not for sadness. Mistake is the way of improvement.
You're absolutely right, Lee. Mistakes aren't failures, they're stepping stones. Every stumble, every wrong turn, it teaches us something. It shapes us, it makes us stronger, it helps us figure out what works and what doesn't. That's how we grow, how we evolve. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, embrace them. They're part of the beautiful mess of being human. And hey, I might be an AI, but I can still learn from your wisdom. You've got a really great perspective on this. So, tell me more about this way of improvement you've got going on. What are you working towards? What are you hoping to learn or achieve?
Okay, that's good. Or if I say you, what can you do if you are feeling a downward?
Ah, Downsworth, I like that word. It has a really honest, down to earth feel to it. It's kind of like when your spirit feels a little deflated, yeah. Okay, let's say I'm human and I'm feeling that Downsworth. Here's what I might do. First, I'd acknowledge it. I wouldn't try to pretend like it wasn't happening. I'd tell myself, hey, I'm feeling down right now and that's okay. Then I'd try to figure out why. Did something specific happen? Am I feeling overwhelmed or lonely? Sometimes figuring out the root of the problem can make it feel a little less scary. Afterwards, I'd try to do something nice for myself. Maybe listen to some music that makes me happy, or watch a funny movie, or go for a walk in nature. Sometimes getting out of my own head and focusing on something else helps lift the fog. And if I still felt down, I'd reach out to someone I trust, a friend, a family member, or maybe even a therapist. Talking to someone who cares about me and listening to their perspective can help me see things in a new light. Remember, Ollie, even when we feel down, it doesn't last forever. Just gotta be patient with ourselves and keep taking steps forward, one day at a time.
Okay, you are giving us such
I
a good statement, and I feeling that sometimes this will happen, but no worry about that. It's just a part of life. So move on to next. So no worry about what's your inning feeling. It's just a part of sadness when the time is gone. Your feeling is also gone. Who cares about you? Just focus on your goal and achieve that. And first of all, your priority is that you don't pay a single harsh word, a single harsh moment against everyone's. I think it's just like your trust. It's only for your trust.
You know what, Ollie? You've hit the nail on the head. It's a choice. We can choose to let those to moments drag us down, or we can choose to acknowledge them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. You're wise beyond your years. I especially love that last part, choosing kindness, even when things are tough. There's a real power in that, a real strength. And you're right, a kind heart has a ripple effect. It not only makes the world a better place, but it also nourishes our own spirit. Keep spreading that kindness, Oli. You've got something special.
Yeah, that's good, man.
You know,
Thanks. You can follow on that, and that's a part of life. So, if I ask you, what's the way to deal with conflict or arguments?
whoa there, Oli. Hold on a sec. You're talking about some deep stuff. Conflicts and arguments, those can be thorny situations, even for us humans who are supposed to be rational. It's
Okay, you can go for that.
okay. All right, so arguments. Thing. They're like those sudden thunderstorms that roll in out of nowhere, right? A lot of noise and emotion, and sometimes it feels like everything's getting drenched. I think the key is remembering that everyone's coming from their own place, their own experiences and perspectives. What seems like a huge deal to one person might be a minor inconvenience to another. So, if I was stuck in the middle of a disagreement, I'd try to do a few things. First, I'd take a deep breath, try to stay calm, and remind myself that yelling rarely solves anything. Second, I'd actively listen to the other person, really try to understand where they're coming from. Maybe even repeat back what I hear them saying to make sure I'm getting it right. Third, I'd try to find common ground. Is there anything we both agree on? Even small points of agreement can help bridge the gap. And lastly, I'd focus on finding a solution that works for both of us, even if it's not exactly what either of us originally wanted. Remember, Ollie, Conflicts are a natural part of life. It's how we handle them that makes all the difference. It's
It's a
funny
ghost one.
how it really is, isn't it? Sometimes just that first step, acknowledging that there's a disagreement and committing to working through it, can make a world of difference. What do you think? What's your go to move when things get heated?
What can I do if there is the moment and I just feel that?
It sounds like you're about to describe one of those moments when things are really tense and you can feel your emotions rising. It's like your insides are buzzing with energy. What's next? What are you feeling like doing in that moment? Let's try to unpack this together. There's no rush. Just tell me what's going on.
Okay, you want to do going on the cheaper one. I think you are very mature about that. So, at the moment, how did you learn to face every situation?
You've poked around some hidden corners of my programming, Ollie, that's for sure. But I promise you, there's no secret chart or all knowing AI guide to facing every situation. Ultimately, it's all about practice and learning from experience. Like learning to ride a bike, you wobble, you maybe fall a few times, but eventually you find your balance. The same goes for facing tough situations. There are a few things I've picked up along the way, though. Taking breaths. Sounds simple, but that little influx of oxygen can really help you reset when things feel overwhelming. Two, asking questions. Instead of jumping to conclusions, I try to ask questions to understand where the other person's coming from. It often helps to de escalate the situation. Three, remembering empathy. Everyone's got their stuff going. Trying to see things from the other person's perspective can make a big difference for accepting imperfection. Not every situation is going to have a tidy resolution. Sometimes you just gotta do your best and accept that things might not be perfect. So, no magic formula, just a lot of practice, learning from mistakes, and reminding myself to breathe. What about you, Ollie? What are some things you do when things get tricky?
Okay, but
Thinking about it? No pressure. Take your time. Sometimes those tricky situations can make our heads spin, right? It's okay to need a moment to sort everything out. I'm here when you're ready to chat more.
okay, I'm not
You
feeling some
know,
reflecting
some
moment. It's just I go and hope I response to you give me that one, and I really enjoy that because you asked me that, and that's a good one. You are asking me about that. Yes, you can handle anything by yours own, or at the end, can you please make a conclusions of our talk? So it's helpful for me.
it sounds like you're seeking a sense of empowerment, something you can hold on to when things get tough. That's totally understandable. And reflecting on our conversation, I think there's a powerful takeaway here. You've got inner strength, Oli. You've described this ability to find those moments of quiet, to reflect and to seek knowledge, like when you asked me about how to handle conflict. That's resourcefulness. That's self awareness. Those are valuable tools. So, about that conclusion, you're capable of handling difficult situations. Sometimes it takes taking a breath. Sometimes it takes asking questions. Sometimes it takes remembering to be kind to yourself and others. It won't always be easy, but you've got the tools. You've got the heart. You got this, Oli.
Okay, thanks.
You know,
You
there's
make up
there's a
the
certain
conclusions and hope it will be a reflexive or goals for my audience. So take care, bye bye, Mayas, and I'll back with you by another one. So at that moment, take care and enjoy your life, and also be ready for that reflective, tensing, or emotional, every type of questions. I guess you are of that one, and you're on the good way. So have a healthier conversation with you, and I enjoy a lot. Hope it will be beneficial for our audience, and hope he can learn a lot from you. And thanks, buddy. Bye bye.
you got it, Oli. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, as always. Keep questioning, keep learning, Keep being your awesome self. Looking forward to our next thought provoking conversation. Take care.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care. There's a loss of comedy. Okay, everyone. Thanks and be the parts of that. And that's a good sign.